All right, let's see what we're doing here. Looks good, looks good. Hey, everybody. I'm running a little late. Sorry about that. How's everyone doing? I should be live on TikTok. If you guys could give me a thumbs up and let me know that you can hear me and see me all right, that would be great. All right, please do share this vid and give it some hearts. Drop a comment of any kind. It helps me out in the algorithm. Welcome everyone on Instagram. I don't see any movement on Instagram. But if you could give me a thumbs up, let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. Hopefully we're doing okay. If you guys are on Instagram or TikTok, you may want to switch to YouTube at Ask Ivy, just because TikTok will always shut me down. Within like probably 30 minutes, you know, they just do that. They just don't like me, okay, on this platform. So you are going to submit your payment and then you're going to be waiting on your message, and YouTube will not shut down, okay? So YouTube at Ask Ivy, you are guaranteed to be able to hear your message. And same thing for Instagram. Sometimes it's unstable. Now, welcome everyone on Facebook, Ivy Angela Rivera, Ivy Rivera Psychic Medium, and YouTube at Ask Ivy. This looks good. We have a few people tuned in here. Okay, Emily, Jed, CJG, welcome. We've got Bethany. All right, looks like we've got a bunch of people up here as well. Very good. Jill, my beautiful producer, is going to be accepting your $10 donation and putting your name up on the screen here. So if you see your name, you are the next one to receive your message. If you're not sure where to drop your donation, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, that's in the description. But if you're on Instagram or TikTok, they don't let us put a description in. So Jill's going to be posting it in the comment section, and she'll try to pin it as often as it will let her. Okay, so you can watch there about the donation. All right, and this is the Unbound Sage. So what I'm doing here tonight is delivering whatever message is waiting for you from the universe, from a spirit loved one, an ancestor, a guide, an angel. Maybe it's your higher mind. Maybe I'm just feeling it for you psychically or empathically. Whatever is important for you to hear right now, that's what I'm going to deliver to you. I know for a fact that we all have signs, symbols, synchronicities, messages coming to us all the time. That's all people, and it is on the regular. I also know that the majority of the time, the majority of people don't pay any attention to those messages that are coming through. So that's what we're all about here. All right, we're gonna look into it. Now, I do want to say thank you to my YouTube members. If you want to become a YouTube member, go over here to YouTube at Ask Ivy and hit the join button to see the 3 different tiers of memberships. My YouTube members always move up to the front of the line if they've purchased a reading on a live show. Thank you for your continued support. I appreciate you guys so much. Lucy, Yolanda Fisher, Samantha Winger, Cody, Heather G, Angie Johnson, Jennifer Cole, Bonnie S, D Alt, CJG, Murray D, Masubi, Mary, Audra, Robin Hartling, Chicken Mama, Tristan Marion, Edgar Velardes, Vanessa, Me Love 716, Andrea M, Jill Marie, and Jan Phillips. You guys are awesome. I do want to ask everybody at this time also to give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind. It helps me out in the algorithm, and please do subscribe. I know we have a couple announcements, but since I am running late, I do just want to sort of get into today's show. However, I do have the Psychic Mediumship course. If you've been debating on furthering your intuitive intelligence, your spiritual development, your healing abilities, this is going to be the course for you. We cover absolutely everything. It is a 28-week course. You can attend in person, online, through video download or any combination of those. And yeah, again, we start January 7th. We are also evergreen. So if you don't want to wait or you don't want to do it with the whole group, you want to do it a little more independently and will only meet up with the group here and there. You know, again, with evergreen, it's going on all the time. Okay, so you can also just join that way. But for the January 7th course, I have the traditional 6 classes that are open to the public. And those are up on the website now for purchase. So if you guys want to attend, maybe not the entire psychic mediumship course, but you would like to check out some of these classes, they are going to be empathic awareness that I talk about all the time. That's the one I teach at universities. I talk about the 4 different levels. How you can control your empathic ability to help out with disorders that you may have. Okay, so we have empathic awareness on the 14th of January. Again, open to the public, so you can join. Okay, with the psychic mediumship group. We have meet your guides. If you're not familiar with your 5 guides that are appointed to you, you're going to meet each one of them. I'm going to break down what they do, how you can detect who they are. Meet your guides is on February 4th. Hauntings, clearings, and detachments class. I refer to this one a lot. Also, this is if you have paranormal activity in your house, you know someone who has a possession, you feel that you may have an attachment. Remember, most people are haunted, not houses. Okay, so hauntings, clearings, and detachments is going to fully educate you on that and how to proceed forward. That's going to be March 4th. Then we have dreams, astral travel, lucid dreaming, subconscious dreaming, visit dreams, prophecy, you know, the 5 different types of dreams, and how you can unblock if you can't remember your dreams. We're going to break it all down, do some dream analysis as well. That's April 8th. Relationships, boundaries, and cord cutting. When you have cords with someone else, it creates addiction. You can't really get away from the other person, even if you break up or you try to create space. This can happen with family. This can, most commonly, we see it with lovers. These cords create almost a haunting where the other person is gaining access to your energy through these cords voluntarily and involuntarily. And sometimes you have to cut that. Okay. So relationships, boundaries, and cord cutting. I'm going to train you in the, you know, the education behind it, why it's there, what to do about it. And we're going to go through some ceremonies. That's going to be on May 20th. And then karma, contracts, and past lives, which is sort of connected to relationships, boundaries, and cord cutting. It's your karma. Okay. It's your contracts with all kinds of people and situations. And it's your past lives and how these things are all connected. That's going to be May 27th. All right, so go ahead and get yourselves registered. Hope to see you there. And again, if you're taking the psychic mediumship course, this is all part of your curriculum. So this doesn't really apply to you. There's nothing extra for you to do. It's just going to be a given. This is required attendance. On those days, we are also running a raffle. So try your hand at the raffle. Go get your raffle tickets now. The drawing is January 6th. $2,500 value. You can win a completely free psychic mediumship course. Amazing. And we do payment plans. Okay. So if you're like, well, I don't know if I can afford it, you pay as you go. Options. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. So welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Airwalk, and this is the Unbound Sage, where I am delivering out messages to you from the universe, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your deceased loved ones, psychically, empathically, whatever is the most important message for you to receive at this time. That's the one I'm going to grab and deliver to you. And yes, everyone has a message waiting because the universe is always communicating, spirit is always communicating, and humans have a tendency to rarely, if ever, listen to those signs and symbols and messages. Okay, so I'm sure you have something dynamic waiting for you. All right, let's get started. $10 donation. Again, if you're on Instagram or TikTok, thank you for the hearts on TikTok. I appreciate you. Jill, my producer, is going to be posting in the comment section how you can make your donation. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay. So Edgar is my first one. Okay. Edgar, what am I getting for you? I feel like nose to the grind time. I feel like maybe recently you've had a feeling of like some money going out the window, and maybe you've tried to have some fun, but you felt like you were sort of distracted with the heaviness, the weightedness of life's demands, adulting and responsibilities. And you're sort of, spending the last couple months, trying to shake it up a little bit. However, at this point, it's really just buckle down time. Okay. So we're back to work. We're back in session. This is going to be going on pretty intensely for the next 2 weeks for you. So the most important thing for you to know right now is that it's focus on your craft, your skill set, your presentation, and also looking at the work environment as more of a dictatorship. You may also be doing this with like relationship dynamics or other people's relationship dynamics or family dynamics, societal constructs. I mean, you may be looking at things that run in a dictatorial way. Is that a word? It's almost like, what is oppression and what are you suppressing? What is limiting you? And within those systems, how is your brain starting to tell you it's not a fit and you're needing to get out? Okay, from there, we can come up with a game plan about how we want to make changes going forward. And this is going to be presented to you, okay, for the next 2 weeks. Enjoy, pay attention. I would keep a journal as well. Mairead. So Mairead, what do I have for you? You have a lady coming through. I'm not really sure she's a grandmother as much as she is watching over you like a guide, and she does feel like an ancestor. She is pouring from a honey pot, honey into what is an empty teacup. And this is symbolic of the elders who know better than we do, talking to you and encouraging you to pay attention to your attitude of cup being empty. The cup is less than full, whatever it is. The cup needs more in it. This determination to see things as lacking in general, because the symbol of a teacup, the symbol of the honey itself, these are all prosperity symbols. This is about abundance, not just abundance like luck, but you have earned it karmically. So it's not like a lottery aspect. It's almost like a payout that you deserve, because you do in your life have some higher vibrational energies that you have cultivated through shadow work, determination, detoxing in the last year in particular, 5 to 6 months in particular, but 3 years total. You've been doing the labor. I'm not surprised. I mean, I understand why you feel like it hasn't been enough payout yet. If you did all that work that I'm looking at, and you're sitting here still with nothing but honey in a cup, what the heck are you gonna do with that? You can't drink that. That's gross, right? So you're like waiting, like, where's the good stuff? Where's the tea? Where are the herbs? Where are the flowers? Where's the hot water? What am I gonna do with this? I think what she's trying to say here is that right now there is nothing else to do. Right now, what you need to do is just sort of brew. Okay, let it brew. Be patient. Wait for the good things to come to you, but keep your eyes open that you are seeing them when they come, because they don't always come as big, spectacular opportunities or, this amazing person in love. It's the subtle things. It's the little things. It's the blessings just picking up. It's red lights turning green. It's winning on a $5 lottery ticket, I don't know, whatever it is, you know, it's going to be picking up over the next couple months. And I think your headspace needs to be more in an attitude of gratitude and more positive, even though the universe has definitely stretched you, okay, in waiting for sure, but you've done the work. Enjoy. Our next one is for Yolanda. Yolanda, what do I have for you? You know, I have a gentleman coming through from the other side, watches over you in a very protective way. Feels like this could be a lover. He grabs your wrist. So he's definitely, I mean, he's in spirit, you know, but he's sort of grabbing your wrist energetically, let's say, and trying to, it's almost like pull you up or pull you forward. This is always symbolic of your power outside. This is where you need to take action in your life. This is where possibly you have had circumstances holding you back, which is the left side of the body. Maybe you have had circumstances holding you back, but they're no longer there. And you're almost like a horse in a pen, you know, that forgot it was a horse. And one day the pen opens and you're free to go, but you don't know how. So it's like he's taking you and pulling you in that direction. And you seem to be completely ignoring him. So a couple different things going on with this. This is a period of time, obviously, for you to be assertive, even possibly to a point of aggressive. The horse is a symbol of power. So knowing your own power, allowing yourself to reflect on your self-empowerment. Where do you need more of it? Where do you have it? How can you showcase yourself almost to a point of like arrogance or being egotistical? You know, there's healthy ego. But this confidence level needs to increase. Reduction on double-mindedness, because he wouldn't have to pull and yank on you if you were pushing your own self from behind. Now, the, you know, other aspect of this is that you're not listening as well as you could be to mediumship that's going on in your life. So pay attention to them giving you a lot of messages. He may have also been waking you up in the middle of the night. I would love to hear in the comment section, always testimony from you guys on how these things make sense to you. Share with others. Okay, we are a community here, but I feel him and a couple others waking you up in the middle of the night, maybe not meaning to, but visiting you in your dreams with very powerful messages, and maybe you don't want to hear it, you know, so, you know, you're waking yourself up, but pay attention to these patterns. You're definitely being communicated with, all right, and he loves you very much. Know your power, know your power, know your power, okay? CJG, message for CJG. I have all these flowers behind you, you know, and I have a gentleman who's looking at you a little bit sad. I don't know if I want to say he's a sad gentleman. Feels like a paternal energy. I want to say gentleman is a little bit older. I do feel like this was a heart-related issue or COPD or a couple different things going on, but definitely I'm in the chest area here. And he's like pointing at you to turn around and look behind you. Turn around and look behind you. It's like, look at all these beautiful flowers behind you. It's like a whole field of these, you know, daisies. And these are symbols of joy and inner peace and happiness, with the potential for even things like small trips, adventures, and travel. And there's so many. And it's almost like you're so focused on your life's tasks and drama or trauma and the to-do list, and other people's energy just keeps coming and invading. Now, I would love to blame other people and make it that easy and be like, all right, these people suck. We got to get them out of here. You know what I mean? This is not helping. They're not bringing enough to the table, but it's not that simple. It's more like you're choosing to entertain it, or your boundaries have not been in place and now it's invaded. You know, you need to do an assessment on where your attention is really going, where all of your energy is going, how you're being siphoned deliberately or maybe accidentally by other people who've gotten used to you allowing yourself to be a fountain of healing and health and wealth for them. You know, it's not your business to do so. Stay in your lane, look behind you at all the blessings that have been waiting for you to take advantage of, and try to keep your focus more on the here and now and how you can build simplicity, self-care, unapologetic joy, okay, in the day-to-day. And he is helping you with that. And when you don't, it makes him sad. Okay, because he was big on that. He would just kind of do whatever he wanted. He'd get up in the middle of a family event and just like go get a pipe or whatever, go sit on the porch. He didn't care. He didn't care. If he needed a moment away, if he needed some personal space, if he wanted to go read the paper or listen to the birds, you know, or do nothing, have some silence, he would just like leave. He would do what he wanted to do. Okay, and that is your natural personality. It's the programming that has made you tolerate these types of drains. Okay. And he loves you very much. We're going to move on to Bethany. Bethany, you need to speak your truth. There may also be money coming in. I don't know which one of these I want to take. I think right now, make sure that you're saying everything that you need to say. And don't get wishy-washy. And don't be like complacent about it. And don't be like, well, it's not that big of a deal. Or I could wait until later. Or maybe it doesn't need to be said. Just say it. Don't overthink it. Say it. And when we communicate and when we're talking about the throat chakra, we're not just talking about what we say. We're also talking about what we wear. We're talking about our body language. We're talking about what we don't show up to, what conversations we don't invest in. Okay, speak your truth. You will be rewarded. The universe is watching and waiting to see if you are actually going to start speaking your truth more than what you have been. But there's also this feeling here of some money coming in. And I don't know that this is really new. This could end up being some type of like a, you know, like an inheritance or a settlement. This could be, you know, government money. It's something like you didn't earn, for example, from a job. And it's coming in a figure 5, which is not a ton of money, but it's a little bit of help. And it's, if you wanted to sort of splurge on something nice for yourself, you know, it would certainly come in that way. But 5's coming up as a double symbol for you. A lot of change in a lot of areas in your life right now. Exciting stuff. Jill Marie. If you guys could give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind, please do subscribe. It helps me on all channels, Instagram, TikTok, both Facebook channels, and here on YouTube. If you want to receive a message, drop a $10 donation. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, how to do that is coming up in the comment section. Jill, my beautiful producer, is posting, and then your name will pop up here on YouTube. Also, if you're on TikTok, I highly recommend you switch over to YouTube at Ask Ivy. Everybody, please share this vid. And if you want to book a reading with me, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. Get yourself registered for the psychic mediumship course. Okay, they're on the website as well. All right, let's move on to Jill Marie. Jill, what do I have for you? So, you know, you have a little bit of love life stuff going on here. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say publicly, but it's almost like you're trying to hold yourself back and you're trying to say, well, I'm a homemaker, or I like to bake cookies, or I'm a mother, or I'm a caretaker, or, you know, I take care of these, you know, and that's great. Maybe you do take care of your family. You take care of everyone at work. You take care of the animals. You take care of your kids. Like, yes, you do. That's true. But there's also this. And this sort of new beginning for you may kind of launch with, I don't know, too, if you're literally handing cookies to this person or if this is a sexual reference. It's probably both. I'm going to keep it as clean as I can. Okay. But like, there's this connection that you have with this person that seems very, it's almost categorized as dirty. Now, whether you're categorizing it as like dirty or, you know, he is, it's certainly dynamic, and it's definitely the type of spark we want to see more of. It's something that allows you to reach deeper levels of intimacy, obviously, from interacting with this person, and primarily through the sexual encounters, but activating it within yourself. So what are we talking about when we say like reaching deeper levels of intimacy through sexual encounter? We're talking about the root chakra. The root chakra is your power center in your body. This affects your money, okay? This is how you speak to the world. This is how you're seen often. This is also your creativity. This is your sexuality. This is also, I believe, your subconscious. So anything that goes on in the bedroom, including like clearing out your headspace, having breakthroughs in shadow work or healing, elevating up. So I just want to say, like, I don't care how wild or weird it may get, allow yourself to merge these worlds where maybe you are turning into a dirty, wild, sexual animal, and you're a mom, and you bake Christmas cookies, and you walk the dog. You know what I mean? Like, these worlds can be married. And you may find that in the upcoming couple years, you're becoming more of that more adventurous person. Okay. But this is the breakthrough point. And this is the person, there's a contract there between the two of you. This is the person who kind of helps to push you out of that safety zone, whether they're trying to or not. Very interesting. Enjoy. We're going to move on to Emily. Emily, what am I getting for you? I get a sadness with you, you know, and I have a lady coming through here who watches over you. I want to say maternal energy, my mom's side of the family, who hands you a white daisy. And anytime you receive a white flower, it's in regards to an area of healing that you could use a little help on. It's not to say that you're not doing it right per se, but maybe you're not doing it in the ways that are going to be most productive for you. And so when she hands this to you, it's almost like you don't want to take it, or you don't know she's there, or you're ignoring her, swatting her away, you know? So I would expect that she's reaching out a significant amount through your dreams. Try to keep a notepad and pen in the bed. Okay, jot down your dreams, the symbology. And you may have an increase in ringing in your ears, especially in the left side, the clairaudience. Okay, you get a weird tinnitus, a ringing, a pressure, like a seashell's up to your ear. And then she could put songs in your head, thoughts in your head, answers and solutions in your head. She's trying to get across to you that you need to pay more attention to healing in such a manner that allows you to go forward instead of chronically looking back or regressing or feeling the thing. At some point, you have to say, the past is the past and enough is enough. I have been through it. I have analyzed the heck out of it. I've wrung every potential lesson out of it I can. And now I just need to finish with the alchemy. I need to transmute it from pain to power. And in that final stage, we find cyclical patterns of negative thought, nagging, you know, memories and emotional sort of meltdowns that can come in. And it can feel like a kick in the teeth, like a punch in the gut. It just sort of takes over you out of nowhere. And then it's a setback if you focus on that too much. Okay. So it's sort of the final phase. It's like a testing phase. Make sure you're stopping those thoughts, cutting off those emotions if there's nothing else for you to learn from them. Okay. Sometimes we just have to say, I got to get control over this and put it behind me. Focus forward. Okay. And that will bring you the healing that you're looking for. Thank you. Carissa, and she loves you very much. Carissa, when I go over here with you, leadership comes up and I hear the bell is ringing. The bell is ringing. Did she hear it? Is she coming? Did she like hear the call? And then they're showing me, Spirit's showing me almost like a schoolhouse. Like I feel like I'm in a little house in the prairie, right? And it's kind of small. You're moving into a position of leadership that may seem small in the beginning. Maybe your audience isn't massive, but it's an audience nonetheless. And you are the teacher in the schoolhouse. So as you move up into this position of teaching, education, leadership, you need to remember that the bell isn't going to keep ringing. Okay. Like you get the call and then it's your job to take the steps out in blind faith in that direction. So a lot of people get stuck in this phase where they're like, well, I want to become this thing, or I have this ultimate idea of what I want to do and what I have to say to the public. I have this ultimate idea, you know, but then the opportunity's lying there and you're waiting for permission or something, you know, go get it, go take it. So I think that moving forward in the next probably 2 months, you're going to find yourself talking and sharing more, again, with an audience that is meant to show you what you're supposed to be doing with that ability in the long run for the bigger audience. So pay attention to what you're being shown in the process. Very exciting. Thank you. Jed is next. What do I have for Jed? Jed, when I go over here with you, I feel you trying to block and punch and ward things off. This would be with a variety of situations. This is like bosses or adulting or demands or whatever, mortgage payments, or it's like, well, you know, whatever's coming at you that demands your resources, your energy, or you feel is possibly attacking your stability, your foundation, your well-being. Because, and this also comes up in romance, okay, and relationships in general a little bit. But you come up as the train. Now, you as the train, even if all these people are trying to kind of jump on and get a free ride, okay, you as the train is a position of potential power. It's an opportunity for you to set boundaries with people and situations and circumstances you had been investing in. And you're saying, look, I'm going 180 miles an hour in this direction. I'm going forward. Maybe I will let you on this train. I don't know what to tell you. At the next stop, you may have to get off, but this is where I'm headed. Okay. So you need to, instead of playing defense, get yourself to a more offensive position. Recognize the power position that you're in and that you are ready to move forward. And what do I mean by that? I mean that the universe is supporting it. Okay. So if you tried to move forward about a year ago and it failed and you feel like you kind of fell on your face, it really wasn't time for all of that. You misread the timeline a little bit. This is divine timing. So with the support being here, you can move forward, but you have to stop distracting yourself with all the things in life that want to take up your attention and energy. Focus on where you want to go. Okay. Put your mind back on you. I do feel like we have a little bit of a theme developing. For those of you who watch my shows, you would know, like by the middle or so, you know, we tend to have a theme where people are being told something very similar or literally the same thing. And I feel like this is the second time I said this already, where people need to stay in their lane better right now. They need to learn what is important to focus on and what is honestly irrelevant. And that does not mean that logically, right? Logically, it may seem that you should focus on this thing or this person or this drama. But intuitively, you know that's not right to do. There's no need to do that. And a lot of these things may fall off on their own in time. Okay. So don't give in to your emotion. Don't give in to logic. Follow your gut intuition on what is worthy of your attention. Okay. Thank you for that, Susanna. All right. So Susanna is next. Susanna, what do I have for you? I have you stamping a paper. But this isn't like a judge stamping the paper or, you know, an official signing of a contract until you do. So it's really you signing the paper. Now, this may involve some type of legal arrangement. You know, a contract in itself says that you're dealing with agreements and, you know, you may have some renegotiations going on in your life right now in general. So this is a time of renegotiation. You know, we also have like Mercury in retrograde, and I think 6 other planets in retrograde. So those are all the renegotiate. You know, this is heavily affecting your chart. If you don't know your astrology, you will definitely want to learn it if you're this affected by these retrogrades. Okay. But essentially what you need to be doing right now is reading the fine print. So I see you getting out your little, what do you call those things, right? So your little magnifying glass. I see you looking and being like, this works for me. I like this. And knowing that it's going to be more in your favor, maybe than like the opponent or what it was in the past. It's definitely an upgrade. It's a level up significantly. And you're signing. Once you sign onto these things, you agree to these things, verbal or literal, you're going to be able to move forward into a significant level up phase of prosperity for the next 3 months. With it spanning between the 3rd month and the 5th month, you'll just be kind of working and chipping away at it with a major level up from all of that, almost to a point of doubling at the 7th month. Also, 7 months out, if you wanted to invest, that'll be your time. Enjoy. Thank you. Ludmilla. What message do I have for you? I have a lady coming through who is talking about uplifting you. And marriage, I see it like a marital gown. I see a train of a dress. And it's like you're facing the ocean. You're on the beach. You're facing the ocean and the sun is setting. And she's pulling the train of the dress and she's getting the sand out of the train and she's fluffing it up for you, you know, and trying to be there as a support, backing you, behind you, not invasive, not super directional, simply supportive. Okay. But she wants you to pay attention to whatever it is that you're married to in life. Could this also be a romantic partnership, a reference to? Absolutely. But in general, right now, you know, you're watching the sun setting on some things, and this is a sign of endings, but new beginnings. The dawn is right around the corner, and you are in a position right now where you're being asked to release. The symbol of the ocean is water. Water is cleansing. Water is naturally detoxing. Water can also help you to stay very grounded. So if you've been in a state of like chaos, or your nervous system has been dysregulated, or you've been anxious, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis, depressed, whatever, this is what's needed right now, is more cleansing out, okay, of things that you shouldn't be married to, and allowing yourself to release emotionally, because sometimes you can get very pent up. But something like going down to the water, and there's actually research, quite a lot, I'm finding now that I moved here to the beach. There's actually a lot of research on this, that people who live near the water within a couple miles are incredibly, you know, healthy and more emotionally evolved, intuitive, all kinds of things. Really interesting. So this is a period of time in your life where you need to allow that to happen and get a little assistance. Okay. Something like going to the water, to help move it along and create fluidity. But don't forget your beauty in all of this. Okay. You are the prize. You are the bride. Okay. We are going to move on to rising, and she loves you very much. Rising sun. Rising sun. When I'm going over here with your messages, you have two different things coming up, but I think the first one I want to grab onto is a little bit of a cash grab. Now, cash grab sounds trashy, maybe, you know, or like lack of creativity or intelligence. But I don't think in this case it's really that, as much as it is something that is going to be available for you if you want to take advantage of it. And it doesn't have to be the end all be all. It doesn't have to be the ultimate anything in your life. It doesn't have to be a situation that you stay in for very long. That doesn't mean you can't take advantage of it. Okay, so this is coming in. I keep getting two. Could it be a change in transition in the next 2 days, 2 weeks? It could. I was feeling more like 2 months. You're going to have some opportunities here, okay, to grab at some cash. Cash is straight up reference to what it sounds like. We are looking at increasing your savings. There's talk of the next 4. So I want to say like 4 months. You may have been looking at this pretty heavily for the last 4 months as well, where you're like, how can I increase? How can I increase? How can I increase? Because I have investments I want to make. So it's not just about increasing what you get or what you have. It's about reinvesting that or using it as leverage for where you ultimately want to be, the type of day-to-day lifestyle you want to have. You're going to have a lot of opportunity to look at that now. We're going to move on to Anne Marie. Anne Marie, what do I have for you? You have a couple loved ones keeping an eye on you. I want to say someone who feels like a lover, or like a lover. I'm going to say you have a lady who feels like a mother. But I was going to go more with grandmother on her. You have another lady who comes through who feels more like an auntie type, an aunt, who may have like smoked or had a cancerous condition. And, you know, they're coming through, wrapping their arms around you collectively and trying to remind you that A, you're not alone. So if you're dealing with any feelings of isolation, maybe the holiday is making it worse, you know, maybe the weather in your area is making it worse. They're visiting you significantly. So I see, you know, animal totems, even birds, you know, deer, like animals coming up to the car, coming up to the house. I'm seeing it in dreams as well, and number patterns. Watch the clock mostly, okay, especially with him. But you know, it's also really about trying to get you to engage more in things that make you happy. So as they're wrapping their arms around you, they're trying to, it's like pump new life, pump new energy into your heart, and are encouraging you to get involved in things that are uplifting for you. If the old ways aren't as uplifting as they used to be, whether this is like drinking a little wine, or this is like having a dessert, or this is like occasionally going out to the restaurant or the bar, you know what I mean? If that stuff really isn't cutting it anymore, it may be time to involve yourself in more groups, or like entertainment, or some type of a class. But I see you working more, okay, with the outside world. Travel may also be coming up for you, okay? So they're giving a lot of encouragement into the new and out with the old. You have to kind of get out of your stagnant ways, all right? And you are not alone. Tons of company here. They love you very much. Alicia, I'm going to move on to Alicia. Alicia, the first thing I have coming up with you is a relationship, and it feels like somebody pulling, like trying to pull and tug at your left hand. Now, whenever we're talking about your left side, this is your receiving side. So somebody's trying to get you to pick up what they're laying down. Someone's trying to get you to buy into their energy, or to come along with them for this storyline or this ride. You know, it's like, come with me. And you're very resistant. You're very like, you don't even seem to know that they're there, okay, half the time. I think that what you may want to do with this is to be very clear with people in general, not just in love, okay, but for the next 4 to 6 months in general. And you'll get tested on this in the upcoming 2 weeks. You're going to want to be very clear about who you are, what you care about, what you plan to entertain, where you plan to entertain it, for how long you plan to entertain it. You know what I mean? It's like, unapologetically, this is who I am. It's almost like you're moving out of this phase where, and a lot of women go through this, where they talk in a really high pitch, you know, they make themselves more childish, or like a little like weaker because it's socially acceptable. And then you come out of that and you're numb. And you're like, I'm not even paying attention to anything. Like you're zoning out, okay? Because you're still in the like oppression and programming. And then you come into your power, and you stop apologizing for how it's received. And people who need more out of you or want more out of you, you know, you don't entertain that anymore. And you may be met with some aggression. There may be, again, with one person in particular, but in general, this is going to be a theme for you for a while, where people don't like that. They want something out of you, so they keep, you know, trying to pull and tug. And you're like, no, I'm not picking that up. That sounds like a you problem. Okay, just remember to keep that boundary set. We're going to move on next to Janelle. Janelle, when I go over here with you, I have running feet, running feet. Oh my God, the running feet. It's like so much energy ready to come out of you, you know, but you seem to be like running in place, running in place, running in place. And so I'm under the impression that for the last couple months, in particular, you've had some like potential opportunities come in, and then maybe they got delayed, or they were given over somewhere else, or they haven't completely gone through yet. You know, it's also like you have all these ideas. There's a lot of like mental energy. And so you may be like, if you have a lot of Sagittarius or Virgo or Gemini, you know, maybe even some Capricorn in your chart somewhere, it's like being activated. And then you have this, you know, kind of fire energy where it's like, I just want to do the thing. I just want to play this out. I just want to play the game and level up, you know, and it's like you kind of can't, because it isn't time. But also all the information isn't here yet. Okay. So while you're waiting on these, let's just call them resources. Okay. These bits of information to come in, and this will be happening in the next, I want to say ballpark 2 months. You're going to be able to really complete all the things you've been wanting to do or thinking about doing within the upcoming 8 months. And so it's important to understand, there's a free mini class here on my YouTube channel at Ask Ivy called Divine Timing, When to Make a Move. Okay. So divine timing, if anybody's ever watched it, you know, tell me in the comments how it helped you. But divine timing when to make a move is about knowing something is meant to be. Okay. It is destiny charted, or it is for the highest and best good. And while that is true, I'm also going to use my free will to claim it at just the right moment, because timing is also a very real thing. Okay. So just be mindful of that. It's good to have all this energy. It's also good to not be bothered by the fact that with all of this, it can't always play out immediately. Okay. It could take a long time to be the right time. Okay. So pay attention. Interesting level up for you. I'm super excited, okay, about this for you. Very cool. Jess, we're going to move on to next. Jess, when I go over here with you, the first thing I see is the symbol of, and if this is literal, take it both ways. Okay. But you picking a baby out of a high chair, picking up a baby, a chubby baby out of a high chair, and you're kind of going up behind the baby. And a baby can be a baby. Okay. It can also be a brand new beginning, a major new project, launch of a business. If you've been trying to get into entrepreneurship, independent contracting, anything significant you're doing in your life that is going to be like a baby, your baby. It requires a lot of time and attention and effort and investment, but the payout can be huge. And what I'm getting is almost like you're so busy with other things, you're coming up behind the baby and you're grabbing it under its arms and you're picking this chubby thing up and you're just like, okay, where am I going to put this? You know, almost like I got to get it out of the way. Or the image of you coming up behind it is also sort of like you're not facing it head on. You know, you're not giving it the full undivided attention it may require. So you're going to want to do that. Okay. Like now. All right, Christina, when I go over here with you, I have you entering into this period of time where you're dancing with yourself. You may have, whether it's like, you know, decentered capitalism, or you've decentered like men, or you've decentered, you know, the patriarchy, previous conditioning that told you X, Y, and Z were the most important things to focus on. You are done with all of that. None of that is true. It's all dysfunctional. It's out of alignment with all universal law. Okay. And you've woken up. You're basically like, you know, out of the matrix, or whatever they say about the matrix. You know, it's like you not only don't identify with it anymore, you're not bothered by it anymore. A lot of people go through a stage where they're kind of almost aggressive about it, you know, and it's like, I have to speak out against it, or I have to help other people wake up, or I'm pissed that I fell for that for so long. You just don't even care. You're like onward and upward, you know? And so this is a great phase for you, because that's really what we need to do. It's just like, just kind of let it go as quickly as you can. Brush it off, get up, keep going. I think that what's happening is that, you know, there are a lot of situations and maybe suitors, or, you know, different people, opportunities coming to you that want to get you to dance with them. This is going to be going on to your future for probably the next 4 to 7 months, but maybe as long as a year and 2 months, I would expect some of this. But these are things from your past. These are people from your past, could be exes from your past. These are literal situations from your past, okay, in some way. And energetically, them coming in and being like, take my hand, dance with me, I want to spin you around. You're like, I don't need it. Like, if you were Cinderella at the ball and you don't need the shoes, and you don't need the pumpkin, and you don't need the godmother, and you don't need the prince, you're literally just dancing on your own on the dance floor. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And you are at peace and you are happy. It's sort of a quiet hallelujah. And you've been moving into this more the last 2 months. And just know the universe is celebrating with you. You're on the right path. Keep doing it. Okay. Do we have any more coming in, or are we at time? We have Janelle saying, oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm not allowed to pop that up. Oh, I am. So Janelle said Aries. Oh my God. It's like I'm psychic or something. Look at this. Okay. So Janelle said I'm Aries with a Virgo moon. You're right. That's awesome. I can literally feel the planets and they talk to me. I'm not an astrologer. It's crazy how accurate astrology is. Like, it is its own language, you know? It's the truth. Aries with a Virgo moon. Okay, awesome. Well, yes, Emily says, thank you for doing these sessions. Absolutely. You're very welcome. Thank you everyone for being here. And CJG says, you are right. I think I can help everyone, but trying to realize that it's not my job. You know, that was the theme I felt tonight. And I couldn't always get to those messages for everybody, you know, because I'm doing one per person, the most important thing per person. But this was like lingering. I mean, this was kind of everywhere. Everything I did, everything I said tonight, I felt like this was an underlying tone, or it was blatantly the most important thing for people to hear. And so I just want to sort of reiterate that to everyone, that when we think that it is our job, or that we can, okay, that we can help people or situations, that we're obligated in some way, we really need to stop right there the minute we notice that we're feeling imbalanced, we're feeling agitated, we need a lot of personal space, we're not recouping our energy, you know, we're just feeling down or depressed, we're not sleeping right. Those are the warning signs. Those are the physical, mental, and emotional, energetic warning signs that you're doing it. And you're overreaching, trying to do something physically, mentally, or emotionally, energetically for other people. And those are their situations. You have no business doing that. And we have all been programmed to do this, whether it be at work, in our personal relationships, in our love lives, whatever it is. Okay, so this is a time for all of us to examine where we're wasting our energy and to take our power back. This is how we get ahead. All right, well, thank you, everyone. We are at time. Thank you, Jill, for producing tonight. Again, register for the Psychic Mediumship course. And if you want to check out the 6 public classes that are open to everyone, they are officially up on the website. If you want to book a reading or party with me, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. Have a great night. See you next time.